The Call, Charlotte Mew. 1. Look at the pictures illustrating Charlotte Mew's poem, The Call. What do you think the poem is about? Make notes under these headings: setting, characters, story, atmosphere. Map 2. Read the poem and match each illustration to one or more lines from the poem. Map 3. Match the words from the poem to their definitions. Words 1. Raked. Sharp. 3. Stirring. 4. Swift. Snapped. 6. Enmity. Definitions: A. Broke, cracked. B. Moving. C. Hatred, hostility. D. Scraped. E. Quick moving. F. Bitterly cold. 4. Read 3 people's interpretations of the poem. Match the correct title to each one. Titles: Mental Health, Growing Up, Impending Destruction. 1. For me, the title brings to mind a call to arms. In 1912, when it was written, the First World War was just around the corner. Also, it talks of a door that is violently opened and will not shut again, and the characters leaving their cosy fireside. These suggest to me the inevitable negative changes that the war will bring about. Interpretation: it's about the end of childhood and the passing of time. The protagonists feel a breath stirring our hair, a flame within us, which are both frightening and exciting. Nobody can predict what the future holds. We do not know what marks we shall leave upon the snow, and once the door to adulthood has been opened, it can never be shut again. Interpretation 3. A rattle on the window pane, a voice on the sharp air, are calling the characters away from their warm, safe world into the cold, dark, mysterious world of insanity. The voice makes us think about the voices sometimes heard by the mentally ill. The door which will not shut again could be about the difficulty of finding a cure. 5. Which interpretation do you like best? Why? Write your opinion and explain your reasons. Complete the text about Charlotte Mew with words from these words: acclaimed generation, inconsolable, poverty, schizophrenia, suicide. Now that you have read her biography, has your interpretation of the poem changed? Number 8. Write a paragraph giving your own interpretation of The Call. What do you think? How important is it to know about context, when and where a poem or story was written? Should poetry stand alone, or is it necessary to know about the poet's life in order to appreciate their poems? How does the experience of the reader affect the way a poem, short story, or novel is interpreted? Choose a work of art, a play, a film, a poem, or a novel that you know well. Find out some facts about the artist or writer. Then write a paragraph giving your interpretation of the work you have chosen. Has knowing more about the artist or writer made any difference to the way you feel about their work? The Call, Charlotte Mew.
Pages 42 and 43. Exercise 2.
The Call. From our low seat beside the fire, where we have dozed and dreamed and watched the glow, or raked the ashes stopping so, we scarcely saw the sun or rain above, or looked much higher than this same quiet red or burned out fire. Tonight we heard a call, a rattle on the window pane, a voice on the sharp air, and felt a breath stirring our hair. A flame within us, something swift and tall, swept in and out, and that was all. Was it a bright or a dark angel? Who can know? It left no mark upon the snow. But suddenly it snapped the chain, unbarred, flung wide the door, which will not shut again. And so we cannot sit here any more. We must arise and go. The world is cold without, and dark and hedged about with mystery and enmity and doubt. But we must go, though yet we do not know who called or what marks we shall leave upon the snow. Charlotte Mew, 1912.
Page 43. Exercise 6.
Charlotte Mew. Charlotte Mew was born in London in 1869 and died in 1928. She had a sad and difficult life. 3 of her brothers died in childhood. A sister and a brother spent most of their lives in mental institutions, probably suffering from schizophrenia. As a result, Charlotte and her remaining sister, Anne, decided that they would never marry in case they passed on mental illness to their children. Their father died in 1898, leaving them with very little money, and they spent the rest of their lives living together, ashamed not only of their relative poverty, but of the insanity in their family. The sisters were very close, and when Anne died of cancer in 1927, Charlotte was inconsolable. She became so depressed that she had to be admitted to a mental hospital where she committed suicide by drinking disinfectant. She left a small collection of poems and short stories, which were highly acclaimed at the time. Although not so well known today, her contemporary, the famous novelist and poet Thomas Hardy, considered her the best woman poet of her generation.